Hey everyone, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you could join me today. Thank you so much for being here. So we recently took a trip to Disneyland in California for their annual Halloween party, the Oogie Boogie Bash, and also spent a day at Knott's Berry Farm, which we'll get to later, but we wanted to take you along with us to celebrate the beginning of our Halloween adventures. I'm sure you guys could tell from our thumbnail picture that our family costume this year was Top Gun. We were characters from the original Top Gun movie, Maverick, Charlie, Goose, and Iceman. Our 3-year-old actually decided on our theme. He was dead set on being a fighter pilot. Unfortunately, the weather was a bit warmer than usual this time of year, so we were melting in our bomber jackets. You can see my husband had his off most of the day until it cooled off, but we survived and it was still a good time. Cars Land is our favorite part on the California adventure side of the park, so naturally we started there. The Cozy Cone Motel usually has photo ops throughout the day with Lightning McQueen or Tow Mater, but since they weren't out at this moment, we'll have to come back later. If you guys have seen Toy Story, and I'm sure most of you have, then you'll remember Sid, Andy's sociopathic next-door neighbor who is a toy terrorizer. He was definitely a crowd pleaser this year, really into character, while also throwing insults at visitors as they walked by. The line was a bit long during the day, but I'm definitely going to make my way back there to see if he'll throw any insults at us for a good laugh. Kellen's first trip to Disneyland was back in 2019 when he was just about 6 months old, so he obviously doesn't remember a thing. So seeing his face light up on all the rides was just the absolute best. Totally made our whole day.
Look at that. Are we so high? Do you want me to record you guys?
This was Alex's first ride on the Incredicoaster. And this was his reaction afterwards.
Okay, so you just went on the Incredicoaster. How was it?
I just went on the Incredicoaster.
I know, but how was it?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
How was it?
Terrible.
Terrible.
I didn't like it.
Oh, you will someday.
We started seeing more of the Disney characters at night for photo ops, which made sense being that the Halloween party officially started at 6 p.m. There were also trick-or-treat trails throughout the park leading up to the characters to get a close-up look or to give you the opportunity to interact with them.
Hello. Speaking of dogs, everyone, we're going to play a game.
Here we have the Frightfully Fun Parade, the nighttime parade featuring many Disney villains, ballroom dancers, gravediggers, and some very elaborate floats. Ursula was a highlight of the parade for me since The Little Mermaid was one of my favorite Disney movies growing up. I always enjoy seeing classic villains. The stepmother and stepdaughters from Cinderella were spot on. Definitely played their characters well. We made it back to Cars Land just in time to see the Cars characters dressed up in their Halloween costumes, Tow Mater as a vampire and Lightning McQueen dressed as a superhero. I thought these tire pumpkins were such a cute decoration, and as you can see, this ride had only about a 5-minute wait time, as did most of the rides, which is the best part about the Oogie Boogie Bash. They only sell so many tickets, so the park isn't crowded once the party officially starts, and you don't have to wait long at all to go on rides or to grab some food. Okay, we're back with Sid, and I was so disappointed. I thought for sure he was going to give me more, but he let me down.
Say hi, Sid. Hi, Sid.
Hi, Sid.
So that's it for the Oogie Boogie Bash 2022. We had so much fun, as we always do when we visit Disneyland, especially for the Halloween party. It's so fun to see everyone dressed up in costume and get into the Halloween spirit. We can't wait to come back next year. All right, guys, it's the next day, and we are here at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California, just a 10-minute drive from Disneyland. We figured we fit it into our trip since we've never been before, and I'm so glad we did. If you're looking for an amusement park that's not too crowded, with plenty of rides for the kiddos, with no wait time, this is the place to go. So just a bit of history about the theme park if you're not familiar. Knott's Berry Farm began in the 1920s as a roadside berry stand run by Walter Knott along State Route 39 in California. By the 1940s, a restaurant, several shops, and other attractions had been constructed on the property to entertain a growing number of visitors, including a replica ghost town. The site continued its transformation into a modern amusement park over the next 2 decades, and an admission charge was added in 1968. In 1997, the park was sold to Cedar Fair for $300 million. While I was busy drooling over all the fudge, the kids were just as excited at this enormous wall of candy. Here we have the Knott's Chicken Dinner restaurant, opened in 1934, still serving the classic fried chicken dinner made the same way today using Mrs. Knott's original recipes. Since it's a bit early in the morning, we'll head back there once the park closes at 6 p.m. Now it's time to head on in and enjoy the rides.
Cross your arms.
This was Kellen's first ever roller coaster ride, and he loved every second of it. So much that he went on for a second time immediately after the ride was done. He's definitely our little daredevil. There was no way I was getting on this thing with the kids. I would have puked everywhere. Rides that just go around and around and around continuously, ugh, makes me sick and dizzy even thinking about it. I'll go on a roller coaster all day long over rides like this. These are just awful. But at least they had fun. I'm so glad they had swings for toddlers. Alex loves the swings, and Kellen always misses out since he doesn't fit the height requirement for the swings at California Adventure over in Disneyland. So I'm glad they were able to go on together, along with my husband, of course. This ride was always a favorite of mine too when I was younger. I went on the swings on the adult side of the park later that day, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't know if I was going to make it through to the end of the ride. I almost fell over as soon as I got off. Do I sound old or do I sound old? Ugh, to be young again. Here we have Calico Railroad, which was not originally part of Knott's Berry Farm, but by 1950, Walter Knott began to see how a train could both attract visitors and move them around the park. With this in mind, he began collecting authentic vintage steam locomotive equipment in 1951. By 1952, the Calico Railroad attraction opened with one of Walter's opening day guests and close friend, Walt Disney. This roughly 5-minute train ride takes you on a journey around the park and even features a staged robbery from the notorious Ghost Town Bandits, which you will see here shortly.
I'm ready. One, two. Wait. Boss, we got a problem. I lost my gun. Yeah, I lost my gun. Can I use yours? Use your finger. My finger? Well, all right. Oh, I can't point my finger like a gun. Why not? Because my mama said it ain't polite to point. Use your finger and wave it around. They ain't gonna know the difference. Well, all right. Here, pull my finger. Why not? Wait a minute. You just said that we robbing a train. We ain't supposed to be polite, and now you're like we gotta be polite while we rob this train. I am confused. Okay, all right. After you.
The log ride probably had the longest wait time of all the rides in the park this day. I think it was about 20 to 25 minutes. The ride itself is also a good amount of time. My husband and son loved it and would have rode it a second time, but we were eager to hit up some more roller coasters. This feature was really fun, so as people are passing by on the Calico River Rapids ride, park visitors are able to control the water effects, trying to soak the passengers even more than they already are. As you can see, Alex had a blast with this attraction. This old schoolhouse in Ghost Town opened in 1879 in Mitchell County, Kansas, and served many generations of children until it closed in the 1940s. Walter Knott brought this authentic one-room schoolhouse to Knott's Berry Farm in 1952. Sadly, I didn't go inside to film. Alex was running to pan for gold, and I was trying to keep up, but next time for sure.
If you're going to go to the circus and see the sand come off, that's what you want to do. Because you take off the top of your sand, sift the sand back and forth, and the gold's going down to the bottom. You see any gold in there? Who else is an expert, okay? You see any gold in there?
I see some gold in there.
See, women always find the gold fish.
See it?
How many? Can you count them for me?
4.
Okay.
Now that the park was closed, we were ready for some fried chicken, so as planned, we stopped for dinner at the Knott's Chicken Dinner restaurant. Also famous for their boysenberry pies and other foods such as jams, jellies, and preserves, we had to order the boysenberry punch, which was so good, and obviously the fried chicken, which my son already started digging into before I started filming. I also enjoyed the aesthetic details such as the rolling pin wall rack and the many kitchen utensil light fixtures. I hope you all enjoyed our family trip to Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. Please hit that like button if you did, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.